स्कूल में कभी कभी हम एक दूसरे से कहते थे कि यार ठीक है, एग्जाम में अगर कोई आंसर नहीं आता है तो 3-4 पॉइंट याद कर लो, उसी को लपेट लपेट के पूरा आंसर निकाल देना. दैट इज काइंड ऑफ व्हाट दिस फिल्म फील्स लाइक. हाय, आई एम प्रतीक्षा मिश्रा एंड यू आर लिसनिंग टू माय रिव्यू ऑफ डंकी. Shah Rukh Khan's latest Dunki gets its name from donkey flights, which is essentially a mode of illegal immigration if the people who want to travel to other countries don't get a visa. Of course, it's not as simple as that. जो actual कहानी is much more complicated. But in this film, we get to see the stories of a group of people who essentially choose to travel to London via Dunki. The first story that we kind of get to see is of Manu, played by Taapsee Pannu. हमें ये पता चलता है कि उनके घर को एक इंसान ने जब्त कर लिया था और उन्हें वो घर वापस चाहिए, and for that she wants to earn a lot of money. तो she decides कि वो पाउंड्स में कमाएंगी तो उनका ये जो सपना है वो आसानी से फुलफिल हो जाएगा. She also has two friends, Bali and Baggu, played by Anil Grover and Vikram Kochar. वो दोनों के भी अपने सपने हैं. They want to kind of give their families better lives, और उसके लिए they also want to travel abroad and just like greener pastures. Amid all of this, they meet another character, Hardy, played by Shah Rukh Khan, who is an army man. जो उनके the fictional Punjab village where this is set, he comes there to find somebody. Another person that they meet is Sukhi, played by Vicky Kaushal. और उनके कैरेक्टर भी एक अलग आर्क है, बट ही इज ऑल्सो एसेंशियली ऑन द सेम ट्रैक. ही वॉन्ट्स टू गो टू लंडन फॉर समथिंग. नाउ ऑल ऑफ देम टेक इंग्लिश क्लासेस, दे काइंड ऑफ गो मीट एजेंट्स, काइंड ऑफ शेडी. एंड आपको ये भी देखने को मिलता है कि दिस आइडिया ऑफ लाइक अब्रॉड बीइंग द प्लेस टू बी इफ यू वांट टू मेक अ बेटर फ्यूचर हैज बीन ड्रिल्ड इनटू देयर हेड ऑलमोस्ट सबकॉन्शियसली. लोगों के घरों पे ऐसे छत पे हवाई जहाज लगे हुए हैं. देयर आर एजेंट्स एवरीवेयर, इंग्लिश क्लासेस के पोस्टर्स एवरीवेयर, ऑफ जस्ट फाइंडिंग अ बेटर लाइफ, उसके पोस्टर्स चारों तरफ लगे हुए हैं. तो दिस काइंड ऑफ वर्जन ऑफ एन अमेरिकन ड्रीम हैज बीन सोल्ड अगेन एंड अगेन टू दीज पीपल. द डायरेक्टर ऑफ दिस फिल्म, राजकुमार हिरानी, हैज अ काइंड ऑफ स्पेसिफिक स्टाइल टू हिम. वो एक बहुत ही ऐसे सीरियस थीम को लेकर काफी लाइट हार्टेड पार्सल में डाल देते हैं. इस फिल्म में द पार्सल इज ऑलमोस्ट हॉलो. द डिस्कशन ऑफ दीज टॉपिक्स इज वेरी सुपरफिशियल. ठीक है, उनके प्रीवियस फिल्म्स में कहीं कहीं देयर इज एन एलियन हु इज ऑन अर्थ एंड इज डीलिंग विद सोशल इश्यूज. देयर इज अ डॉक्टर जो जादू की झप्पी दे के लोगों को ठीक कर रहा है. बट अ कॉन्सेप्ट लाइक डंकी और समथिंग एज वास्ट एज इमिग्रेशन, समथिंग एज वास्ट एज डिस्क्रिमिनेशन is just, I don't know, you need a lot more nuance, a lot more like study into the subject to make a film about it, even if आप अगर उसको एक lighter note में present करना चाहते हो. When performances are concerned, Shah Rukh Khan's charm obviously is everywhere in the screen, but उनका जो accent है या जो उनका characterization है feels a little caricaturish in places. एक चीज है, in this film also you realize why Shah Rukh Khan is known as the king of romance. Just the tenderness in his gaze when he looks at the person he likes, or this kind of selflessness that comes from wanting to be by this person's side no matter what, is just so heartwarming to watch. Taapsee Pannu, who plays Manu and essentially gets, I guess, a very meaty role compared to the others, does a pretty good job. उनका जो gait है, उनका जो accent है, उनका जो preparation है for the role is much more sincere, feels much more authentic to that character. But the best part of this film is Vicky Kaushal. Vicky Kaushal has a special appearance or a cameo if you will, but her scene mein he is so effective. It kind of shows why he is one of the finest actors that we have today. Jitna jo main emotional quotient hai na first half mein, wo Vicky Kaushal ke act se aata hai. Just a fabulous performance. Genuinely again the best part about Dunki. Dunki mein bahut jagah it feels like the film is just running behind itself. I understand the point that they're trying to make, that oh, these are people who have gone to London for a better life and now they just want to find their way back home. पर उतना वो जो nuance of why people decide to do this, why would someone endanger their lives to go somewhere else, is never explored. Just discussions of like unemployment never happen. वो just doesn't enter the fabric of the film. It's almost as if this is set in a fictional land where these things don't trouble them. But if they're not troubled by this, why would they choose to undertake such an arduous journey? Because Dunki is not as simple as, oh, just taking an illegal travel somewhere else. People lose their lives, people lose all their savings. बहुत बार they're going for a better life that doesn't exist and they don't have a life to return to either. That is a heartbreaking reality, पर वो इस film में उतना translate होता ही नहीं है. Sure, we see a lot of their travels and you will feel bad, but I think that's mostly because you are a human capable of empathy and not because the script is designed well. And that's the thing, the script is pretty underwhelming. फर्स्ट हाफ में जितना भी थोड़ा सा एंगेजमेंट होता है वो विकी कौशल की एक्ट की वजह से होता है. सेकेंड हाफ में यू आर रूटिंग श्योर फॉर द रोमांटिक एंगल दैट एग्जिस्ट बिटवीन हार्डी एंड मनु, एंड ऑल्सो जेन्युइनली आई थिंक द काइंड ऑफ डिफरेंस इन आइडियाज दैट बोथ ऑफ देम हैव. एक जगह पे Hardy is very sad and he is essentially asking her to come home with him, and Manu brings up the point that she doesn't have a home to return to. ये कहीं कहीं बीच बीच में फिल्म में you see the premise speaking out, you see what the film could have been, what a great film Dunki could have actually been. A lot of the film is resting on Shah Rukh Khan's star power, और वो एक problem है डंकी में, because the film is eclipsed by Shah Rukh Khan's star power, and that doesn't work for a film like Dunki. जवान हो या पठान हो, in that you needed him to be a mega star, and he was, and it worked out. यहाँ पे you don't need him to do that. एक example suppose of a recent release, Killers of the Flower Moon. We have someone like Leonardo DiCaprio, who is a huge star in the West, but in this film he is playing a character who is so small. He is such a tiny man in the film, and that works. You do not see a star, you see this character. In Dunki, all you see is the star. तो वो stakes बढ़ते ही नहीं है. It's like, अगर ठीक है, फिल्म में भी बहुत बार they say something on the lines of, अगर कांड होगा तो हार्डी संभाल लेगा. तो why would I feel invested? If something is going to go wrong, the hero will swoop in and save the day. It's just too silly goofy to be any kind of a serious commentary on anything. Some of the film's messaging is decent. They are, say, on the right side of history. They're trying to change the ways that people view immigrants, or also kind of make the point ki, okay, the borders of this place are technically closed only to poor people. And it brings to mind that kind of thing that, you know, circulates on social media a lot, that okay, if there are fines or bans that can be surpassed with money, then there are only fines or bans for the poor. And that kind of messaging in the film is pretty strong, and I did like that. The performances, again, even Anil Grover and Varun Kochar for that point, are pretty good additions to the cast. But beyond that, there's just nothing keeping you there. एक अच्छी चीज है कि फिल्म का जो pacing है is pretty good, so you don't feel like it's a long watch, even though it's, I think, 2 hours 40 minutes long, जो मुझे लगा था बहुत ही लंबी फिल्म होगी, but it doesn't feel that way. Coming to the cinematography and the editing, they're actually not that bad, but they're also nothing to write home about. कुछ scenes में you'll see that it has taken true effort to kind of shoot them or to edit them, and that's good. Like, there are scenes that you know, say, like, green screening has gone into, or actual thought into editing has gone into. And honestly, I know it doesn't seem like a lot, but when you're watching a film that has bad editing, you realize how important that was to the film. The songs are not that memorable. Like, I couldn't name or hum any of the songs in the film. And sure, it doesn't have to be like a award-winning album, or say Sam Bahadur, for instance, Vicky Kaushal's last film. I came back home and I listened to Itni Si Baat on loop because that song left an impression on me. That doesn't happen in any of the songs in this film. If you're a Shah Rukh Khan fan, you might enjoy this film. If you're a Rajkumar Hirani fan, you might enjoy this film. But both of them have better films to watch. And that is why my rating for Dunki is 2 stars out of 5.